going to do, Susan, okay, so we're going to do practice on recaps and goals and need and sharing risk and responsibility, which is you need to do it in the start of the session, especially if you're going to your part 3 test with your students. Okay, so the subject, let's do pedestrian crossings.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have done the pedestrian crossing before, and then you need to do some recap what we did and stuff. Okay, and I have some issues probably still on that one, so you want to work on today with me on those issues. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So any question?
No, we'll have a go and then we see how we do.
Yeah. So what was the subject is we need to talk about now?
So we're talking about approaching pedestrian crossings.
Pedestrian crossing. Okay, yeah, right. So whenever you're ready, I am ready.
Good morning, Sharon.
Morning, yeah.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. Some sunny days. Yeah.
It is much better, isn't
Yeah.
it? So can you remember what we did on our last lesson?
Yeah, we was doing just pretty much driving everywhere, and then we was doing also pedestrian crossings. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you feel that went?
It's quite challenging, was it's just like lots of people everywhere. Yeah, it's a lot to do.
How did you find them? Did you feel confident with them? Do you feel like it needs more work or?
I think I feel okay, but it's just like it was just like it just thinks so much to concentrate on. I don't know. At the same time, it just so much was there, and then a couple of occasions I was like, I think I didn't see a couple of times when pedestrians was standing there pushing the button, and I was missing them sometime on those ones. And the other one was, I think I did almost block one of the pedestrian crossing as well, and then so you have to tell me to stop. So I was just going over it. Yeah.
Okay. So if you gave yourself a score out of 10 for your approach pedestrian crossings and understanding, what sort of score would you give yourself?
5.
5?
Yeah.
So what would you like to do this lesson to improve on that?
8, maybe.
That'd be 8?
7, 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
better.
We'll have to see what we got to do to get us to that point. So I'm just going to ask you some questions just to clarify your understanding on there. So you said your first problem was you didn't see people at the crossing.
Yeah, there's a lot to look at. It's so busy.
So tell me what you should do on your approach to the crossing. See if you can remember.
You said I need to look more.
Okay, so what do we do first when we approach a crossing?
Look more. Look ahead.
We have a look what's behind us, don't we?
Oh, in the mirror. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because that's our first thing we do. Because it's very easy then to just focus on ahead and we don't know what's happening behind us. Okay. And that's very important, so we know if there's anything close. So we didn't see the people at the crossing. Now, do you think that's because you didn't know the crossing was coming up, or you just didn't see the people because there was lots going on and you were just looking late because you didn't know the crossing was there until late?
I think I was just probably looking ahead a lot. Because so much going on in front of me was there. So I wasn't aware of the right or left much, maybe. Okay. So probably the first thing we might need to do is make sure that we notice the crossing as far away as we possibly can. So what sort of things would tell you there's a crossing coming up? Oh. Lights. Traffic lights. Maybe, because they could be pedestrian crossings, couldn't they? There could be traffic lights. Anything else? Sign. Yeah, you got to have a sign, don't you? You've got a sign. There's crossings, and there's probably one more thing for zebra crossings that would perhaps help us notice them. Oh, this flashing light, isn't it? Yeah, your flashing like a beacon. So we need to try and be looking ahead for signs, because that will give us a forewarning something's coming up. Okay. So then when we get there, we need to prioritise what we're doing. There is a lot going on in the road, and we do need to take notice of that. Okay. But when we see the crossing coming up, what are you going to do at that point to try and help your observation to make sure you know people are there? Look more, look earlier, maybe. And maybe if you ask yourself the question when you approach them, is there anybody at the crossing? Oh, okay. Okay, so you always want to make sure, if you ask yourself that question, it will make sure you look. And you ask and you answer the question in your head. Do you think that might help you? So you mean like I anticipate that, like there's always like something could be. Yeah, we've identified the crossing, and then when we get to the crossing and we look, I always ask myself the question: is there anyone waiting at the crossing, or what's the other thing we're looking for with a crossing?
Yeah, okay.
Do you remember what the other thing we were looking for coming up to a crossing? Not if people just stood there, what else can people be doing that might affect us when it comes to crossings?
Don't know.
Sometimes if they're quite close, and they might come up and either press the button straight away or run up and dash on the crossing. We might see that quite a lot at school time with school children, when they sort of see there's someone coming up there and they might run up and think, oh, I want to get on this crossing before this car. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Does that help you at all?
Yeah, I'll do my best. I just got one other question, just remember.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know, like last time when I was doing pedestrian crossing, there was quite cute traffic was, and there was a bus. There's a zebra crossing, and then my side was quite clear, and there was a lot of block cars are blocking my view. Basically, I couldn't see if somebody on that side tried to walk, and I just like panicked, and I just worry about that one. I don't know what should I do, because I don't know if I would think if I stop the car at the back, you know, and then I just like, I don't know what to do at that point.
So what do you think you should do if you're coming into a situation that you think there's maybe unsafe, but you can't be sure? What do we normally do if we go into a situation that we're not sure of?
Slow down.
We slow down, yep, and we do it a little bit more carefully, don't we, until we can see it's clear.
Yeah.
Or we go at a speed where we could stop easily if something happened.
So what gear should I be then? I'm not sure, because I was like I was in second gear. I think I was driving like 20 miles or something, and it was like this was, and I don't know if someone just came out. I don't know what to do in that point. If I don't know how slow, because I don't want to.
Second gear would be fine, as long as you're looking, and you're primarily looking in the direction that you can't see. So in second gear, 10 to 15 miles an hour, you should be able to stop quite easily.
Right, okay.
Does that help? I think the best thing we can do on that part of it is, when we come to do them, it's the choice is yours. I can either sort of talk you through them to help you, to guide you through, or if you think, I think I understand it a bit better now, you might want me just to prompt you if there's something going wrong, or you might want to do it independently and just review it afterwards. So what do you think you'd want to do on that one?
Maybe just like prompt me there a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Just remind me what to do.
Yeah, we can change that at any point. Now, the other thing you mentioned is that I stopped you from going on to the crossing. You were encroaching the crossing.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what the rules are for that, about crossings?
Stop beyond the red light?
We stop behind the stop line if it's a light control crossing, or the sort of broken white line if it's a zebra crossing. So we have to wait before the line and keep them clear. So if you know a row of traffic, if a car's gone over, you make sure, a bit like our box junctions, that we can clear it before we move into a space. Okay. So do you know why you went onto the crossing? Was it?
I was just trying to follow the cars ahead.
Okay. So we've got to remember our rules. Not just follow what other cars do, because you'll find other cars block the crossing, unfortunately, sometimes. But remember, we've got to keep them open. Why do we keep them open?
Oh, so people can cross?
So people can cross. We're not blocking it when the lights change and allow them to cross.
Okay.
Okay. So are you all right if we prompt you with that part of it as well?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. So do you think we'd be able to get our score of 8 out if we apply those that new learning?
Fingers crossed, yeah. Let's do this, yeah.
So shall we have a go and see?
Sure, yeah.
Okay then, that's great.
Okay.
Too much talking again.
Come on, role play now, yes?
Yeah.
A few things that we need to talk about. First of all, risk and responsibility we share before we move off. We missed that one now.
Yeah, I got the one bit but the other. Yeah.
Goals and need much better. You did better with goals and need, scoring and scaling, yeah. Okay, and so on. But you could have asked, when you do goals and need, what you should do to improve on this time better than last time. Which you did by the end of it, okay. Now let's chat about the question I did ask. Okay, so I said that when there's parked cars on the right, or the bus there, or the big car there, and when they passing them, I just don't know how to understand that if somebody walking behind that or not. Okay, let me ask you this, Susan. Okay, so when you're driving on the road on High Street, where do you start looking to see that if somebody about to go around that van or around that car, where do you start looking to see that if somebody actually is there? Well,
observation wise.
A long way away, but I'm assuming you still can't see because there's lorries down the road. I wasn't.
It's good. I mean, sometimes you can't already see because there's so much traffic there. But I would have advised that, okay, say for example this van there in front of me, or there's a car there, because you can't really see behind it right now, isn't it? Right. But if you start looking right now, well before to the footpath, you know, there's around it. Okay. Yeah. If somebody about to cross or like children, so you can actually it's help. Yeah. You know. Yeah. To see that because when you're right next to it, then it was difficult to see them, of course. Or underneath, maybe the foot, you know, like you can see underneath the bigger car, you can see if somebody's standing there, the wheel box. So you could have sort of, you know, that technical information, So you could have added that one for help, Now, about the speed, I said second gear, so I'm driving about 20 miles, okay? So then, and you said that, okay, it just should be okay, second gear, fast. And you said slow down, which is good. Now, any other technical information you would have, what would you do yourself really? I mean, when you really cannot see and then be high street like that. So what you do yourself with the speed on that point when you go through? Well,
to be honest, I'm probably in second gear, 10 to 15 mile an hour, like I say. And basically just looking at that point so I can do a stop.
Okay.
Trying to make sure, probably a bit slower if this car's very close behind me, but
yeah.
I don't...
It's a busy high street, really. Do you think we can even go to first gear as we're going through it? Like creep with the first gear? If too much people around and stuff.
If there's people around, but at that point we can't actually see any people, can we? Yeah. That's why we're not stopping at the crossing. So
because we can't see, because of that cars blocking out, because we don't know if there's somebody running out, isn't it? So front of us there. So the technical information I give to mothers on that point, what I tell them, okay? You know when you're going around a closed junction, guys?
Yeah.
We don't always tell them second gear, do we?
No, first gear.
Why we do that?
Because
we can't see. Exactly the similar thing, because that's a closed junction, closed view. Yeah. So I will actually tell them the same thing. Okay. Get the clutch down, go to first gear, cover the brake, roll with the first gear, in case someone there, bang on, brake to stop. Because we're going to Stone High Street anyway, so people at the back, like you're not stopping fully like that. Okay, yeah. So I add that one to help. And this really help. It learns a bit more relaxed as well on that point. Okay. When they hold the clutch down, gently brake, first gear rolling like that, and then I tell them to look in case somebody there, so they can easily stop. Because if you're on second gear, you're still on the gas and going. The time that somebody running there, brake, clutch down and stop, then could be late on that one. So this is just extra tip I can give it to you guys. Okay. Yeah. When you do that briefing with your learners, or if they ask you these questions. Okay. Now the other things that so. When I blocked the pedestrian crossing last time, because I about to block the pedestrian crossing last time, this is one of the things I also we just mentioned. So you did ask me that, about the stopping there and why we're stopping there, because let people cross. Yeah. But what about the consequences?
Yeah, I forgot all the risk and consequences at the end. So I was thinking about the recap.
Yeah. So consequence, what's the danger? What's the consequence on that one? Yeah. If you stop there and those exams, that all guys can get. So yeah, not just like, just stop behind it because, there's no room to go. Yeah, and you did mention one, because if you stop, what happened? Yeah, I said people cannot cross. Yes, you could add the consequences on that one as well, okay? Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, so I just need to add the two together. So we've got the recap and the risk and...
so you did recap and goal. Recap was good. Goals I need much better.
I completely forgot the risks.
So little bit technical information need to work on that a little bit more, which is we just talk about the consequences there, and also the risk and responsibility to be shared. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So is these things I need to work on together to win it step by step. Yeah. Yep.
Can we have another go?
Yes, we can go we can do another go. Okay. Or we can set different subjects as well for different things.
Yeah, different subjects. Yeah? And just do it again.
For different things.
Because I think I still talk too much anyway. I need to make it snappier.
It was okay, yeah, maybe a little bit. Because sometimes if you did talk a lot about everything, you may actually forget other things. You see what I mean?
Yes.
That's what happened, I think, a little bit different, yeah? Right, okay. So what you're going to do to improve it next time, a bit better on this one then now?
So... better technical or more accurate technical information, and remember my risks and responsibilities at the end.
Good. Okay. Right. I'm just going to stop this one.